16-year-old young man is racking up college degrees faster than most kids his age can collect video games. Andrew Shue isn't even old enough to vote yet, but he already has 3 degrees from the University of Washington, and he's working on a doctorate from Stanford right now. He joins me this morning with a look at his schoolwork and a few other projects that he's got going in his spare time. Good morning, and thanks for coming by. Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks for having me. Good to meet you.
Man, I mean, very impressive. 3 degrees already from Washington, and now you're working on a doctorate from Stanford. Is that right?
That's right. I'm in the neuroscience program at Stanford University.
Neuroscience.
Yeah.
You're looking at
brain
function
That's
stuff.
Right.
And you're 16.
Yeah.
Is that right? Do I need to check an ID?
That's right.
So what kind of things do you hope to look into and do with this degree at Stanford?
Okay, so right now what I'm studying is pretty much how the connections in the brain form. So in a lot of diseases like autism spectrum disorders, disorders like autism, scientists think that those diseases are caused by miswiring of connections in the brain. So pretty much what I'm looking at is the basic biology underlying how the connections in brains are formed during development.
All right, so I want to take a couple steps back to kind of get to where we are now, your list of accomplishment. You started reading, they say, at age 2. At 5, you were solving simple algebra problems. At 6, you were scoring off the charts on IQ tests. I mean, man, I don't even know where to start. I can't, it's amazing the amount of brain power that you've got going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were a kid growing up, is that a difficult thing? Because here you are at such a young age, but you're doing things that people that were in their teens maybe were doing already. So is it hard to kind of relate to the other kids who are your age and just aren't that developed yet?
No, I really don't think that's a problem at all. I mean, earlier when I was in elementary school and middle school and high school, so I was homeschooled from 4th grade on, and that was in the state of Washington, which is probably one of the states with the most homeschooled families. So there's actually a really big homeschooled community there, and I had a chance to make a lot of friends there. I mean, I don't think I really missed out on any of the social interaction or anything.
Sure. I was just wondering if it was the people that you do meet and hang out with, if you were always just kind of on a different level than they were, and how you cope with that.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think that most of my friends don't even know how old I am. I mean, maybe I don't look 16 or something. So, I mean, I don't bring it up, and I don't think anybody knows, and it's just not a problem at all.
So how old were you when you began to go to college and begin on these degrees at the University of Washington?
So when I started, I was between 10 and 11, and actually for the first year it was a little bit awkward because I really was a lot shorter than everybody else. But after the sophomore year, I had a growth spurt, and then it was okay after that.
So I'm trying to find here the degrees that you got from Washington, because they were pretty impressive degrees as well. In fact, we're seeing some pictures here from graduation. We might point out that there's from multiple graduations because you got multiple degrees.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that you earned while you were at Washington?
So the 3 degrees were in neurobiology, biochemistry, and chemistry, and I had a minor in mathematics as well.
So then that all kind of comes into play to help you with what you're now going to do at Stanford, right?
Yeah, that's right. Especially with neuroscience. It's a kind of field that's really modern, where a lot of different scientific fields come together. There's math for computational stuff, there's biology, there's computer science, everything comes together, and the broad foundation is really good for that.
Real quickly, before we run out of time, I want to point out as well that in your spare time, besides all of this, you're also working on some youth programs. You started a nonprofit. Tell us a little bit about what that does. Yeah,
so I started that a nonprofit organization called the World Children's Organization with my younger brother, Patrick. That was a couple years ago, and it has 2 main missions. One of them is health, and the other one is education. So on the education front, we're doing a couple of things. We're shipping a lot of donated books to all sorts of Asian countries, and pretty much filling up the libraries there and helping the children learn English. And we're also doing all sorts of health initiatives. We're trying to develop water filters, so a cheap, effective, and durable water filter for children in third world countries.
It's always really big so important. One of the main problems that a lot of those countries
contaminated water.
Is that exactly?
Right. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks so much.
Good luck to you. Have fun at Stanford too.
Yeah.
And we look forward to maybe seeing some of your work someday. All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up.